And here we go. So another episode of the Real Chat Podcast with Justin Jackson. And I got somebody very special, Blanka Falk, all the way from Germany. So how are you
Yeah.
doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. Thank you, Justin.
Yes, definitely.
This was really, was suddenly that you said,
That's
okay,
right.
let's record.
Off from the top. Let's go. So that's how
Love
we
this.
like to do
Okay.
it. Yeah. So, you know, you tell us a little bit about what it is you do with you know, your motherhood and your podcast and your master class, everything that you're doing.
Yes, actually, I'm a mother of four children. So, and they are now between 9 years and 19 years old.
Okay.
So, yeah, I've got a lot of experiences, what went good, what didn't go good. So, I like to share my experiences with other mothers and did a lot of mindset training too, and
Mhm.
figured out that everything that I learned there, I had already applied in motherhood. And that's where the results come from because my children are, yes, went through different
Okay.
crises, and these crises they just could stand it. So they went through it. We didn't need any medical, any doctors, any, you know, all those things. They're just fine with it. So it's not easy, but they are
Right.
okay. And I think this is important. If you want to have resilient children and strong children, you need to do something different.
Mhm.
If you just
Right.
follow the
Okay. So what is
masses,
it that you did different?
yeah, I spend a lot of time. So I had to sacrifice something for this. So really
Mhm.
to go into this because before my children I wanted to make my career in tax consultants and wanted to follow this path. And yes, when I got my first baby, I couldn't do it anymore. So I
Okay.
always thought, okay, I can do both, work from home
Right.
and have my baby, and easy as this. Nope.
So what type of tech consulting was that?
Texas. So the law,
Okay. All right.
tax. I don't know how
Oh,
you say
tax law.
it.
Tax
Yeah.
law. No, no, you said it right. You say, I mean, I guess there's taxes in every country. So, we all know
Yes.
about taxes. There's
You're
no other
right.
way to
So
say it. Tax, tax, tax. Okay. So what did you do as a tax consultant?
yeah, I was like an accountant, doing a lot of numbers and following laws or finding the hole in the law to get some money back from the
Right.
government, and that was my job in front of the computer and in front of books.
Okay. Okay.
So all of this, and I thought, okay, this is something you can do at home,
Right.
wouldn't be
Okay.
that difficult. And yes, and if you need to speak to the client, you can call, you can phone every time. So this wasn't the issue. But each time that I was thinking about this, because you always have to update yourself about new laws, about new things that come on, and it's changing very fast.
Okay.
So I had to, each time that I was thinking about this, I got health issues, and
Okay.
I didn't know that there is a connection between my thinking and my body. So
Right.
my husband just told me, "Hey, what are you thinking about? That you're now being sick again?" And I thought,
Right.
okay, here is something going on. I have
So
to
he
stop
was
this.
very observant, which
Yes,
is
he
which is
was.
very powerful. I mean, that's powerful when he can sit back and tell you before you even know that something's going on.
And you know what? This is exactly the man position that he should take if you just get a baby, because you're so in this fog around yourself.
Mhm.
You need someone from the outside to say, hey, I can see what's going on here. You do your job with your baby, but I'm here to support you. And
Right.
this is how family can grow.
That's
So
major. I'm glad you said that because it's a family affair,
yeah,
and you're taking care of the baby, and his concern is to take care of you, to
yeah,
make sure that you're okay and that you're healthy to be able to take care of your baby,
yeah,
so
right,
that's
right.
awesome.
Yeah, it was actually, well, it wasn't for me because I thought, okay, I can do what I want. No, I couldn't do anymore what I want. So, yes, and that's it was a
Mhm.
hard lesson to learn, and there was always mm, a little devil here sitting and saying, "Hey, let's go back, let's go back, let's have our old life again."
Right,
But
right.
it's never the old one. You have to follow the new one and go
Yeah.
ahead with the new, and yes, embrace the new. And if you can do this, I always thought in these moments I would lose something,
Mhm.
because I had to let go the past.
Sure.
And this makes you feel, oh, you will miss something. But
Mhm.
no, if you let go, you can gain so much more. And that's the beauty of it. You don't know what you will get. So
Mhm.
it's a kind of adventure too, to
Right.
let go what was the past and embrace the new, the future, and to say, okay, yes, let's go.
So
But
was
it's
that
difficult.
scary? Was that scary for you to at that time,
Yes.
because
Yes.
I know a little bit of your journey now and you're so powerful in teaching women how to do this now, but when you're right there in the trenches starting this journey, it's got to be scary. It's
It
got to
is.
be overwhelming.
It was absolutely overwhelming. So I I thought I'm the only mother in the world who's not able to raise a child, because I was struggling with the past, and the future is too scary. I don't know where to go, what to do, and I've got this huge responsibility. If you've got this little baby inside of your arms, and it's a life that you have to care for,
Right.
and you haven't done this before. So it was completely overwhelming in this moment. And yes, and you think, okay, I'm the only one who's not able to do this. How's this going
Right.
now?
Everything's right there on you. The weight is on
Yes,
you.
yes, it is. And no one is talking about the inside. Everyone is talking about the outside. And family is going, oh, wonderful. You've got your baby. Let's celebrate. Let's party. Let's do this. And I think, oh, no, I
Yeah,
can't do this now.
either they already have their children or they're gonna enjoy yours and go home. You
Right.
have to deal with everything that's going on right then and there.
Yes, right. So it was, oh, it's not that easy. And I think it's important that we just talk about this. There is an outside job and an inside job. And the inside job is very important, because if you can find your center again, you're able to act from this place on. But if you're
Right.
just distracted on the outside, you've got just a chaos around yourself, and
Mhm.
your thoughts go down. you know One bad
Right,
thought follows the other one, and it just goes down, and this is not what you
right.
want to have.
So, you've heard of, what did they call it, postpartum, um,
Yes.
so do you think that some of that mindset and the way, women think has to do with that? That once you start going down, like you said, you go down, 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 you know, and you get into that funk or fog where that postpartum starts to kick in and then you really start to believe these things, do you think that's a factor in that?
Well, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a
Mhm.
psychologist, so I can only say what I experienced, and I would say it is a big part of it. I don't know if it's possible to only turn around with the thoughts.
Okay.
Well, actually, I think it is possible, but you have to be a strong one to really follow this, and you have to be advanced to go there.
Right.
So if you just start with changing your thoughts, I think you can't make it.
Okay.
But well, it helps you, but I think you will need other support too. You can't
Right.
do it alone.
Well, yeah,
So,
none of us can. None of us can do it alone, you know?
yeah,
But I think
yes,
you're right about, starting with the thought process, looking in the mirror and saying, "Hey, I can do this.
yeah,
I can
right.
definitely do this."
Yes,
And
the hormones come into, after giving birth. So there is another part. But here's the part. I think we can change our hormone system too with setting the right thoughts inside of this. And this is a little
mhm,
tricky. So, because this means that we are responsible for our own health somehow,
correct.
and to change actually our physical being. Yes, I think it's possible. I think
Okay.
not everyone can do this because this really means discipline and a strong will and
Right, right.
imagination. So you have to be advanced in this, and I think then it's able to make a change here.
Oh, and that's what the world has you for now. I mean, help advance in this journey. So when did this journey start for you? Because you have 4 children. So when did
Yes.
when did you, look and say, "Hey, I can do this," and begin to start the journey and path that you're on now?
Well, actually, it started really with my first baby because I was thrown into this situation. So I had to find out a way how to go out and how to
Mhm.
set up my life. Mm, but I did it always unconsciously.
Okay.
It was just what can I do next? And I always got the support here from my husband. So he was really a big pillar on my side,
Okay.
a big hand. So yes, and I think it really turned around with the second child. So 2 years later, and yes, when you went through all the process, you've done it once, you do it
Mhm.
now the second time,
Right.
and then you know what will happen, and you're more settled in the field of
So after so
being
after
a
4,
mother.
you
So
became professional.
yeah.
Now you're a scholar. You have the 4 kids and doing all these amazing things. So tell me a little bit about, what it is you do now. Like,
Yes,
what is the name of your podcast?
I have a podcast, Renew Motherhood. So, and I love to let people talk about overcoming challenges and how mothers had gone through their situations and what's important for them or what they, yes, experienced to share this.
Mhm.
But I also let men speak about
Okay.
their parenthood or about experiences with children or, yes, how they in their position just came through with their parents. You know, each
Right.
person has got special experiences being a child, grown up, and what went good, what went
Well,
bad.
right. Well, I think every man has a mother. So renewed motherhood
Yeah.
is a big thing that you're doing because, like you said, you like to hear a man's perspective, but each man, that has children, there was a woman involved, and for him to even be here, there was a woman involved. So I think that what you're doing and creating, strength within the women and mothers out there is very big, and it actually teaches us men a lot, about the things that we think are easy. Okay, hey, now she had the baby and we're here,
Yeah.
and now we're you know what I
Right.
mean? So now our job is to provide and be here, but we don't understand a lot of the mental struggles, that the women may go through. Um, I think that, in my opinion, I think that a woman's connection with their baby is a lot deeper than a man's. And a lot of times us men don't understand that, and we kind of neglect that and throw it to the side,
Hmm.
like, well, it's natural. She's a mother and she can handle it. And my job is to provide. And kind of give some information here and there, but that
Right.
support is needed,
Yes,
so.
absolutely. We are not taught from the outside. Who's telling you this? No one is telling you. Not school is telling you. No university is telling you. Your
Mhm.
parents haven't told you. So how should you know that there is something? And even women with each other don't talk about the inner side because everyone thinks I have to manage this. I have to do this. It's an outside expectation, and I was just talking to a woman and she said, "You're absolutely right. I have no idea why we are not talking about this
Mhm.
because every woman is feeling this, or a lot of women are feeling this if they are
Right.
becoming a first time mother. And
Mhm.
to hide this is not the right place, I think. We should talk about this and to allow this to go so we can handle it in another way.
Right. Well, I think it's a
And
stigma. It's a stigma that we don't wanna share too much. We
yeah,
wanna talk about too much personal business, personal things that are going on.
yeah,
And, but that's why we do podcasts. That's the
yeah.
great thing about doing podcasts
You're right. Absolutely. I love this. Yes, that's why I did my master class now. It's
because
in German.
generations, and I know we're glitching out pretty bad here, but your master class is all in German?
Yes, so far it's in German. Uh,
So I'm not gonna understand any of it. So
no, unfortunately not.
I
Except for
know.
you learn German.
That's right, I mean, hey, that's a step that's another step in the right direction, for me to learn German. So
Yeah,
how did
that's
you think about that? How did you come up with that?
with a master class.
Yes.
Yes, I have published a book too. So it's with my experiences as a mother. And I was always thinking the book is not enough. Well,
Okay.
first I thought it is good because I wrote everything down to just
Mhm.
inspire and encourage. And then I thought, no, I think women, mothers need some more help, some more guidance, some a hand
Some
reaching
some
out and to
some
say,
face
let's
to
do this
face,
together. Yeah.
some face to face time. So
Yeah.
what is the name of your book?
Well, the book is also published so far in German, but I have translated it already. So
Okay.
I'm eager to publish this in English too.
Nice, nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So
So what is the name of the book?
it's Help, I'm Going to Be a Mother.
Help, I'm going to be a mother. Oh, I love it. I love that.
I,
Help,
I always love
somebody
to
help
add a
me.
little humor to
That's right.
this.
Somebody help me. So
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna have you rewrite another edition, help, he's a father,
Oh, yes.
because I don't have a clue what I'm doing, so and I realize that every day that, either I yell or I'm too nice, and then I'm like, "Holy crap, I shouldn't have did that. I shouldn't have said that. Okay, wait, where's this gonna go now?" So,
Oh, I love this. Yes, it's all about balancing it. It's about well, I also have a chapter. It's called what what does education mean? And
okay,
my thoughts around this are really that each baby brings its benefits, its values, and its talents with it. So we only have to figure out what it is.
okay,
And we are so thrilled to put everything inside of the baby instead of pulling it out. And
right,
I think it would be much better to have a closer look what's in it. What does the baby want to develop really?
okay.
And I can see with my 4 children, I always think, my goodness, they have the same parents and they are so different.
So different. Yes, and
We are so,
funny it's funny you said that because when I have conversations with my lady, she's like, "How were me and my brother raised in the same household, but we have two totally different ways of thinking? Like, I just don't understand what he's doing, what his thought process is." And then I look at my family and I said, "We were all raised in the same house by the same parents, and we do everything totally different."
Yeah.
It's kind of like the baby comes out and they're like, "Surprise!" It's like you never know what you're gonna get.
No, it's a surprise, really.
Yes,
Well,
yes,
you can educate in forms of using your power, you know, to yell at the baby or at the small child because it's not following your words, or you
mhm,
can punish your children and do all those things. But I think it's the wrong way because it covers what it's inside.
right,
And if the child raises up and becomes an adult, it has to, yes, discover everything again. And it's
right.
a lot of work he or she has to do. Could be easier. So
That's some serious knowledge. That was a lot of knowledge right there, Blanca, because I see that a lot, and that's in me being a man, and talking about mental health and the problem with men sharing their problems and things like that. I think that's kind of where it stems from, exactly what you said, because we're taught to we get yelled at, or we're told that we're doing something wrong, and then we hold it in. And then you
yeah.
have to learn all over again that it's okay to do certain
Mm.
things. It's okay to say certain things. And that's a very big thing, um, with youth today,
Yeah.
because a lot of times they don't know who they are, or where they're going, or what direction, because like you said, the parents never really had that opportunity to pull it out of them, or see, or let them acknowledge, who they are at a young age.
Yes.
So,
Right.
wow,
Yes,
that's
right. And if you can observe your children and see what talents they bring with them. So I've got a daughter who loves to paint, and
mhm,
she's just drawing and painting and doing all those things. And I always think, oh wow, that's interesting. And another one is just practicing sports. And she says, oh, let me go out. I have to practice now. I have to do my exercises. And I think, yes, they are so different. And if you can support them in the field they want to learn,
mhm,
it's beautiful because then they can really get into their identity.
okay.
So
Uh,
let's see what will happen. No one knows. I
right.
don't have the crystal ball and say,
Well,
okay, that's your future.
they'd be the next Van Gogh and the next Jordan, and you never know.
Yeah, you don't
And
know.
the thing is I think as parents we need to learn with them.
Yeah.
If we don't understand sports as much as you might understand psychology or something like that, then hey, I'm willing to learn with you. I'm willing to learn
Yes.
more about it and participate. And I think that's big on how we pull that information out of them. Because
Yes.
a lot of
And
times
you
it's
think this is the beauty of being a parent, actually, to if you can step into this and to say, yes, let me grow with you, uh, because you can grow, your children can grow, and it has got another connection to each other too. If you
Mhm.
grow together and if you are able to support your children in the field they want to have, so it's beautiful, I think.
Definitely, definitely. Because, well, you realize that there's a lot of things that they are learning that you never knew.
Yeah.
I learn that all the time. I mean, actually, my son's been talking to my mother. My mother's trying to move closer to me from another state, and she got denied where she wanted to go for some reason, and he knew before I knew that she was actually still coming. So he's like, "Oh, grandma's still coming." I said, "No, she's not." And he was like, "Yes, she is. She just texted me." And I'm like, "Okay," and like, but I mean, this kid just is a treasure trove of information and knowledge
Oh,
that
yeah.
I have no clue about. He'll bring something up about the Civil War, 30 years ago, and I'm like, "They never taught me that in school," you know.
Great.
And then I Google it and I look it up and I'm like, "Oh, he was right," and I'm like, and here I am arguing with him like, "No, that did not happen." You know, I got 30 years on you. I know that didn't happen, and here I am like, "Okay, wait, it did happen." So
That's great.
so but yeah, learning with them, I think that that helps them grow as a individual into their individuality as their self because if we don't nourish that or help them even if it's the wrong direction and they may fail at it, at least they know they have support as they're failing, you know,
Right.
and that goes back to what you were saying earlier about having the support, in becoming a mother,
Yeah.
being able to have that support because we're all going to make mistakes,
That's
and
it.
having kids is probably, you know, we're going to make so many mistakes, you know, because nobody's prepared for that. And it always kills me. It tickles me, when, like you were saying, there's no university for it. There's no school for it. But the thing is some people go to school and they learn, but they don't have kids. They
Yeah.
learn how they should parent, but
Yes.
they're not actually going through it, because
Yes.
when you go to a parenting class, you're like, "So how many kids do you have?" And they're like, "Oh, I don't have any yet," and you're like, "Oh, well, guess
Okay.
what? You don't know what's going on then,
I know. You
because
might imagine, but you're not
well,
experienced.
just like you, Blanca, with your tax career change, that's how they'll be. Once they have a
Yeah.
kid, they're gonna be like, "This isn't the career for me." Like, I don't I'm sorry, I didn't know what I was talking about, so
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and there are so many advices from those people. And even I followed those advices with my first baby,
Mhm.
and it's a complete mess.
Eh,
So it didn't suit to me, but I thought it's an expert. I have to follow.
right.
He knows what he's talking about. No, he doesn't.
Not at all. Not at he learned it in a book. I
Yeah,
mean, it
right.
but at least your book, you have lived experience. It
Yes,
comes from your experiences. It comes
yes,
from the
right.
heart. It comes from everything that you went through, that you dealt with. So, can you tell me what was, one of the biggest maybe mistakes that you might have made, or downfalls with your
Yes,
first child, becoming a mother?
yeah. Well, the biggest mistake was really follow external advices. So might be from doctors, might be from books,
Mhm.
might be from someone else, but not stepping into my intuition because
Ah,
I wasn't trusting myself. I thought, okay, I haven't been here. I don't know what to do. I become a mother from biology, but I don't know anything. So give me from the outside. Seeking for information on the outside instead of stepping into my intuition and to say, hey, even if I haven't done this before, there is an intuition and I should follow this. I
there you
think
go.
this was the biggest mistake that I did, really.
Okay, okay. So, what is one of your highs? Like one of the best moments, coming into motherhood?
Oh, oh, the best moment. There are so many.
Yes, yes. Well, you have 4 kids. I mean, it's
Yeah. And there are sometimes I think it's getting better and better.
right, right.
Well, the best thing is really I'm so blessed that my children, I've got 4 daughters. They 3 of them are now in puberty, and we don't have any struggle. So we
Okay.
don't. I don't have problems with them. So we are laughing so much,
Oh, there's
and
5
they show
5
me.
women. 5 women, so
Yes, right.
me,
Yes,
I
my
got a
husband
mixture.
always wanted to have women, so
There you go.
he
I
wasn't precise enough.
there you go. See, I got
Here
like
we go.
a mixture. I have my, I got 2 sons and I have 2 daughters and, well, 3 sons and 2 daughters, and, yeah, so it's kind of a mixture there, and I gotta try to get on each of their levels, which
Yeah.
is kind of hard because I can't understand what it's like to be a woman, and I don't understand what it's like to be a teenage girl, so I'm just like, I don't know what to tell you, so, but it's good that, I have support, from the people around me to be able to help with that, you know.
Yes.
So
Yes.
when someone says, "Hey, I'm a woman, step back," I'm like, "Okay, cool," like, God bless you. I'll let you feel that, and when I step up and say, "Hey, I was a young man at one time,
Mm.
I understand what he's going through, and I'm gonna field this one," you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they kinda step back and let me deal with it, so
That's great. So
but
that's
yeah.
great.
So what
It's
is your biggest goal, moving forward? You have a book, you have the podcast, you have the master class. What is it that you could say to the audience, that would be encouraging and something that you have maybe coming up next for Blanca
well,
Falk?
yes, I would do more of the master class, and I also it's so far it's in German, so I will also do this in English. Will take me a little.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
but it will surely I will do this because I want to reach out to as many women as possible to really encourage and inspire them, and
Mhm.
yeah, to be there, to be there to help and to say, hey, let's go through this. It doesn't have to be so hard. It never should be alone. And so, yeah, this is my
Mhm.
biggest goal. Reach out to as many people
Okay.
as possible, to as many mothers as possible.
Okay. Well, so where can is so that the listeners will be able to reach out to you and maybe get involved with the master class, whether they can talk
Yes.
directly to you.
Yeah, they actually they can reach
So
out.
what
Yes, on social media. So I'm on LinkedIn with my name Blanka Falk, and I'm on Facebook with my name Blanka Falk, and I'm on Insta with the book's name. It's a little tricky. It's Hilfe, ich werde Mutter. So
okay,
it's a
okay,
German title.
okay, all right.
And
So what is
yeah,
what's the book's name in English?
help. I'm going to be a mother. So
Help, I'm going to be a mother. So
yes.
is it? Do you think maybe if they punch that in that it might pop up?
Well,
I'm gonna
I
actually
don't
try
know.
that. I gotta try that now. I'm definitely gonna try that now. So I just
Okay.
wanna see. I'm gonna Google help, I'm a mother, and it's gonna come back like, no, you're not, Justin. So, but no, definitely. Well, it was a pleasure, catching up with you and being able to share the knowledge that you have for new mothers. Um, Mothers that have multiple children and all of the things that they can reach out and have a conversation with you maybe at some time and be able
Yeah.
to pick your brain, on what it's like to have four daughters or, you know,
Well,
and
they can always email me. I've got an email info at motherhoodphoenix.com. So it's so anyone who needs help shall do
okay,
something.
perfect, perfect. Well, it was a pleasure, and I really enjoyed having this conversation with you, Blanca. We've been waiting to do this for a long time, and figured, hey, why don't we just both jump into the fire and do it? So,
Right. Thanks for yes for asking
but it
me
was
to.
and so with that, I just want to thank everybody for tuning in and checking out another episode of the Real Chat Podcast with Justin Jackson, and definitely with Blanca Falk. So make sure you follow her and check her out. And thank you very much.
Thank you.
All righty.